Coming up on Hoosier Sports Night, the Indiana women's basketball team has secured themselves a number 4 seed in the Big Ten tournament.
And the IU wrestling squad is ready to host the Big Ten championships right here in Bloomington as they are coming off a win against 18th ranked Appalachian State. This is Hoosier Sports Night.
From Franklin Hall, on the campus of Indiana University, you're watching Hoosier Sports Night.
Hello everyone and welcome to Hoosier Sports Night. I'm Jordan Burrows alongside Lydia Knoll. Many Hoosier sports are winding down and many are looking to make a splash in their postseason tournaments.
Most notably, the Indiana women's basketball team is participating in the Big Ten tournament this weekend at Bankers Life Fieldhouse.
Head coach Terry Morin of Indiana women's basketball has now led the team to back-to-back 20-win seasons for the first time in school history. She is also no stranger to postseason success. She has helped Indiana coach the team in the Missouri Valley Conference to many postseason appearances. She has also coached the University of Indianapolis into the second round of the tournament 3 years in a row. And now she gives Indiana back-to-back double-round byes in the Big Ten tournament.
We're just really focused on us, and we're going to treat it just like we would normally do on a night before, like an Illinois trip, where it's a bus trip for us. We're going down Thursday night. We're going to practice here, go down Thursday night, have a good dinner, and then get up in the morning and go to our shoot-around, and then show up for a 2:30 game. It just was a short year ago that we were in the same scenario in that double bye, and didn't play very well against Northwestern. And so we're trying to do everything to make sure that doesn't happen to us. And a lot of that is just about our mental preparation and our focus, and how once we get on that bus, getting there, and then Thursday night, just the continual dialogue and conversation that goes into making sure come Friday morning that we're ready to play.
As Indiana heads into Bankers Life Fieldhouse, they're looking to outlast all of their Big Ten opponents. After being eliminated in the first round of the tournament last year against Northwestern, Indiana is seeking redemption.
It marks back-to-back years that the Hoosiers have earned the number 4 seed and have earned consecutive top 4 finishes in the Big Ten since the 1984-1985 season and the 1985-1986 season. Indiana finished the regular season with a 20-win, 9-loss record and a 10-win, 6-loss record inside the Big Ten. IU is 15-21 all-time in the Big Ten tournament, and this year will mark the 13th time IU has played in the quarterfinals of the conference tournament, last winning the Big Ten tournament title in 2002. Indiana is slated to play the winner of the Purdue versus Nebraska-Illinois game, and during the regular season, IU beat both Purdue and Illinois, but fell to Nebraska. The entire Big Ten tournament is being played at Bankers Life Fieldhouse, home of the Indiana Pacers, and Indiana will take the hardwood tomorrow at 2:30 p.m. on Big Ten Network.
All 13 games of this year's Big Ten women's tournament will be televised live to a national audience, with Big Ten Network carrying all the games from the first round to the semifinals. The championship game will be broadcast live on ESPN2. IUS TV Sports will be in Indianapolis to catch all the action.
The Hoosiers men's basketball team went out of assembly with a bang last weekend. Their last home game ended their 5-game losing streak and landed Indiana in SportsCenter's top 10.
The Hoosiers came out slow in the first half, making everyone worried that this would be yet another disappointing day for IU. However, Indiana quickly turned the game around towards the end of the second half as they went on a 22-0 scoring streak. To cap off the first half, freshman Devontae Green launched a shot from beyond half court at the buzzer, bringing Indiana's lead to 36-26 at the half. Northwestern stepped their game up in the second half and overtook the lead, but not for long. It was a team effort that kept Indiana in the game, with every single player receiving playing time. Even Tim Priller got in on the action for the Hoosiers. James Blackman led the way with 13 points, scoring a crucial three-pointer in the last 38 seconds of the game. It remained a close battle all the way into the final seconds. Northwestern still led by 2 after Blackman's crucial 3, but as the clock ticked, the Wildcats missed the layup in the last 10 seconds, giving Indiana the ball once again. Blackman brought it down the court and assisted Thomas Bryant on a dunk. Bryant was fouled and sent to the free throw line, where he made one free throw to secure IU's win, 63-62.
The Hoosiers are down to their very last game of the regular season. They will take on the Ohio State Buckeyes this Saturday before moving on to the Big Ten Conference Tournament.
As wrestling season comes to an end, teams around the country are gearing up for their conference tournaments. Penn State took home the Big Ten regular season conference championship, going undefeated in their 9 dual meets. The Nittany Lions are also the top-ranked team in all of college wrestling. Indiana finished the season 11th in the conference, winning 2 dual meets. The Hoosiers capped off their regular season at the NWCA Division I National Dual Championship Series, where they defeated number 18 Appalachian State 21-12. The Big Ten released the pre-seeds for their championship tournament this week, and Nate Jackson is the number 3 seed in the 184 weight class. Elijah Oliver is the number 7 seed in the 125 weight class. The Hoosiers also have 3 8 seeds, an 11 seed, and a 13 seed. The Big Ten Wrestling Championships will be held at Simon Scott Assembly Hall this weekend, March 4th and March 5th.
The IU women's tennis team took on both the DePaul Blue Demons and the IUPUI Jaguars this past Saturday at the IU Tennis Center, hoping to be able to break their losing streak. Jessica Dopic was at the tennis center with the coverage.
The IU women's tennis team had a long day on Saturday, playing back-to-back matches against the DePaul Blue Demons and the IUPUI Jaguars as they looked to end their 3-game losing streak. Their match against the Blue Demons started off close, coming down to the last doubles match of Madison Appel and Natalie Whalen. The two went into a tiebreak and snagged the win, giving the Hoosiers the first point of the match and setting the momentum for the rest of the day. In singles, Paula Gutierrez won the first singles match. Not far behind were 4 more wins for the Hoosiers. The match came to an end with Madison Appel taking the last win of the morning and going into her 3rd set, finalizing the score as Indiana 7, DePaul 0. With 1 win in their pocket, the Hoosiers looked for a second win of the day, taking on IUPUI. The match went fast as Indiana continued their previous momentum and won all 3 doubles matches, claiming the first point of the match. The Jaguars hoped to come back in singles, but could not find their footing on the court as the Hoosiers won all 6 of their first sets and went on to win each of their matches. Freshmen Anna McCoy and Emma Love were able to claim their first career wins, helping the Hoosiers solidify their second 7-0 victory of the day. After the match, IU's number 1 in singles, Madison Appel, talked about how she believes the team will continue coming off of a win and going into the rest of the season.
After this weekend, I think we have a lot of potential. I mean, we've been struggling with a lot of injuries, sicknesses every week. We've had someone out of the lineups. We haven't had a full lineup since our first match. So I think after this weekend, we should hopefully have everyone healthy, and I think we have a lot of potential to do really well in the rest of the season, going into Big Ten season 2 weeks. So I think it'll be good.
The IU women's tennis team hopes to continue their win streak as they take on West Virginia and Southern Illinois Carbondale on Saturday, March 4th in Bloomington. For IUS TV Sports, I'm Jessica Dopic.
The Hoosiers look to take on West Virginia and Southern Illinois Carbondale this Saturday in another set of back-to-back matches.
Indiana Water Polo finally gets a shot to play at home in the Councilman Billingsley Aquatic Center, and this time their opponent is McKendree University. Following the splash was IUS TV's Christian Luna.
IU came out firing on all cylinders. The Hoosiers swept the sprints, and they had a collective 9 players score, as opposed to McKendree's 3. The Hoosiers enforced strict defense as McKendree's Tiana Wilson throws a bad pass, and IU's Jennifer Beadle jumps on the steal here, dribbles down the field on a fast break, and decides to take the ball herself to McKendree goalie Kim Fay, as she gives a couple of quick pump fakes and she capitalizes on the skip shot. IU's offense used good ball movement to wear down the McKendree defenders, as Emily Lowe passes the ball back up to point and Megan Albarda is able to get the overhand goal past the Bearcats goaltender to extend the Hoosiers' lead 7-1. IU goalkeeper Davis Simmons creates an advantage for an attack with a long outlet pass for Megan Albarda, who gets the assist for the pass to Sarah Myers. This fast rate of play became a common theme for them in the Hoosier Invitational. The Bearcats gave up 13 goals in the first half, forcing them to make a change in goal, putting Gabby Madewell in charge of defending the net. The Hoosiers were limited to 5 goals in the second half, but they held the Bearcats to only scoring once. The Hoosiers' next match will be Friday, March 3rd at 6:30 p.m. versus the number 16 ranked UC San Diego Tritons at the Harvard Invitational in Boston. After that, they will face Iona, Siena, and they'll finish out the weekend with number 21 ranked Wagner. From IUS TV Sports, I'm Christian Luna.
The water polo team also faced some tough competition later that night against number 25 ranked Cal Baptist in a game that had a play featured on ESPN's Top 10 Plays. The 14th ranked Indiana Hoosiers finished off their weekend undefeated at the Hoosier Invitational, defeating the 25th ranked Cal Baptist Lancers 13-6, improving to 7-2 on the season. Junior Sarah Young scored 5 goals, setting her career high in the match. Freshman Joelle Nkuzi chipped in 3 goals and 3 assists, while fellow freshman Molly Williams came off the bench and scored twice, tallying an assist and a steal in the process. The Hoosiers started the game off strong, dominating with excellent spacing and precise shooting. By the end of the first quarter, the Hoosiers were leading 4-0 in large part of the play by Young and Nkuzi, as the pair combined for 3 goals in the quarter alone. The Hoosiers continued their strong play into the second quarter, where they maintained their 4-goal lead, heading into halftime leading 6-2 on the back of goals from Sarah Young and Sarah Myers. The third quarter was hard fought as the Lancers attempted to mount a comeback, but the teams evenly split the 8 goals scored during the quarter, with Young scoring 2 more in the quarter for Indiana. The Hoosiers pulled away in the fourth quarter behind their strong defense, pitching a fourth quarter shutout, while also scoring 3 goals in the quarter to win the match 13-6. Sarah Young broke her career high with a goal with 5 minutes and 1 second left in the quarter, while teammates Kelly Matthews and Carrie Kozakar scored to give the Hoosiers the win. Goalkeeper Jessica Gaudreau saved 19 shots in the game, including 6 in the final quarter. Next up for the Hoosiers is the Harvard Invitational in Boston on March 3rd, where the Hoosiers will take on 16th ranked UC San Diego. After playing the Tritons, they will take on Iona and Siena, and then finish the Invitational with number 21 ranked Wagner. The women's water polo team won't be at home again until their senior night later in April and for the CWPA championships. With so many teams heading into their respective Big Ten tournaments, these next couple weekends will be a perfect time to check out a new sport.
At home this week is the men's tennis team. They take on Cornell and rival Purdue. The Big Ten championships for wrestling are being held here in Assembly Hall this weekend, starting Saturday, March 4th.
The softball season is well underway, but with the on and off again weather in Bloomington, the team has yet to play a home game.
That's right. Indiana is whipping around the country right now, from Alabama to Texas, and this weekend they will be in Fullerton, California for the Judy Garman Classic. In the meantime, David Sugarman, who will be covering the team this year, got a chance to tour the home of the Hoosiers, Andy Moore Field.
For years, IU softball played at a field on Fee Lane that's now used as an intramural field. Then in the spring of 2012, construction began on what would soon become Andy Moore Field.
Andy Moore Field includes an indoor hitting area, new dugouts and locker rooms, and a team room. The game day experience was enhanced as well, with new stadium lighting, a new scoreboard, and more accommodations for media and production crews. The Hoosiers opened up play at Andy Moore Field on March 15, 2013, with a 9-1 win against Toledo. Since then, the Hoosiers have continued to find success, going 39-36, and fans even got to witness a no-hitter last year from Tara Traynor against Evansville.
Indiana's home slate will begin on March 18th when they host Bowling Green in the first game of the Hoosier Classic.
For IUS TV Sports, I'm David Sugarman.
The Hoosiers play the number 8 ranked Washington Huskies tomorrow night. You can listen to that game on IUHoosiers.com with our very own Juliana Sherry.
For the first time in 5 seasons, the IU track and field men's team were crowned Big Ten champions. The hardware now belongs to the Hoosiers as they defeated Penn State by 28 points. During the indoor track meet, Indiana finished with 112 points, and Penn State, the runner-up, finished with 84 points. Daniel Kuhn set a school record in the 600-meter with a time of 1 minute and 15.23 seconds, and Eric Bethea took the gold medal in triple jump at 15.95 meters. On the other hand, the women's team also did a fantastic job and finished in 5th place, their best finish since 2011.
Track and field wasn't the only team that came away with the Big Ten championship this past weekend. Your Indiana swimming and diving team did as well. This marks their 25th Big Ten championship for the program and the first since 2006. The men's team won 4 of the 5 relays on Saturday, a first in program history. As far as program history goes, the meet was one of the very best Indiana has ever seen. The team tallied 14 new school records, 6 Big Ten meet records, and 64 personal best marks. In addition to the men's success, the women's team placed second in their respective Big Ten championship, winning 4 conference titles. 3 of those titles were won by Lily King, who also was named Big Ten Swimmer of the Championship.
Indiana University's men's club volleyball team has been rocky all season, going on winning streaks and losing streaks. The team faced off against some hefty competition last week. On February 26th, the IU men's volleyball team hosted the Hoosier Illinois Classic at the Wildermuth Intramural Center, a prestigious tournament attended by clubs all over the country. With 10 teams ranked in the National Collegiate Volleyball Federation Top 25, the Hoosiers were up against some of the best talent in the country. Indiana's B team came into the event ranked 12th in the 3rd division and hoped to improve their standings as the season draws to a close. The day started off well for the Hoosiers, beating the University of Miami in 2 straight sets without much trouble. The Hoosiers were immediately hit a rough patch, losing 4 games in a row. Then the Hoosiers fell to Air Force, Illinois, Penn State, and the Missouri B team. However, the Hoosiers rallied at the end of the day, finishing strong with 3 straight wins over Central Florida, Illinois State, and Northern Illinois. The late comeback was enough for the Hoosiers to win the silver bracket and finish 9th out of 24 teams in the competition. The club hopes to implement what they learned from the Classic as they prepare for the Big Ten tournament.
Don't forget to like our page, IUSTV Sports, on Facebook, and follow us on Twitter at IUSTV Sports.
For Lydia Knoll, I'm Jordan Burrows. We'll see you next week.